All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here this Sunday morning if you're anywhere in the U.S. except the East Coast where it is afternoon. Good afternoon to you folks on the East Coast. It is 12:19 p.m. Eastern. 9:19 a.m. Pacific here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. Let me first and foremost make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. Not yet. So while I wait for that, let me check out the back end of YouTube and ensure that things are rolling smoothly. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm running a lot today because I'm also going to be running a panel if anyone wants to come on. So it's just taking a little bit longer for things to run. I have plenty of RAM, but when you run a lot of stuff, it just slows everything down a little bit. I still have not seen the YouTube notification pop up, but I'm sure we're rolling quite well. I'm sure it'll come out in just a little bit. Let me also make sure that Facebook is running smoothly before we get into it. To run. Let me also make sure that Facebook is running smoothly. Wow, my green screen is definitely making the phone transparent there because there's green there. That's interesting. It's all good. It's all good. And the notification has gone out. How are you all doing today on this amazing Sunday? A little chilly here in Redwood City, California, where I live, half an hour south of San Francisco in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's about 50 degrees now. I went and ran a couple of errands before I went live, and my car was telling me it was like 45 degrees. So that's a little chilly for us here. For you folks that experience sub-zero weather back east and in the Midwest and the South, especially in Texas, this is like nothing to you folks. So, but we're a little spoiled with our weather here in California, especially where I live in the Bay Area. So, you get used to the weather that is happening in your area. You get acclimated, right? Is that the right word? Okay. Okay. Louis, thank you for sending me that information behind the scenes. I'm going to get to the chat here in just a second. And I'll be going back and forth between the Facebook side of things and the YouTube side of things. Okay, Louis, I get the point, man. You're messaging me everywhere, and the sounds are coming through on my desktop audio. So I get it, man. I got it, bro. I know you're trying to send me info, but it's Jesus Christ, man. It's all right, Louis. Oh, man. There's probably a way I can mute what's coming out of that browser, but it would affect me in other aspects, so there's nothing really I can do. All right. So like I said, I'll be switching back and forth between the Facebook side of things and the YouTube side of things. I know this is more so going to be catered to the YouTube end, but it's happening all over the internet. Let me get to the topic here, and then I'll start going through the chat on the YouTube side of things, as there's nothing on Facebook yet. And the topic is, hang on a second here. Come on. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's just things are just running a little bit slow right now. The internet is a very vulnerable place for disabled people. Coach Eli has a protective nature, not proactive as well. That would make sense, but Coach Eli has a protective nature. One more time, the topic of today's stream is the internet is a very vulnerable place for disabled people. Coach Eli has a protective nature. That's how I've always been, folks. I've always been a very protective person of people that are vulnerable, especially disabled people. And I know disabled people do not want to be looked at as vulnerable, and I understand that. But, you are vulnerable to a certain extent. And that's based on your disability, with all due respect. And whenever I see people that are not disabled or people that are fully competent, I'm not saying that disabled people are incompetent. There are incompetent people out there, and that is a disability or could be a mental illness. And I'm not here to criticize you. I'm here to protect you and support you as well. But when you're a person that's fully competent, you're not disabled, and you're preying on the vulnerabilities of disabled people or mentally incompetent people or mentally and emotionally unstable people to create content on your YouTube channel, such as turning or coming at these vulnerable disabled people to use them as a lolcow and create lulls on your channel. That's where I draw the line. That is actually abusing a vulnerable person. And just so you folks know, if you flag a YouTube channel from your phone, the options are different on your laptop or desktop. There are more options to select from your laptop or desktop. Abusing disabled people on YouTube, for example, and I'm sure it's the same on other social media platforms, is considered cyberbullying and harassment. And when you flag a video where you see somebody abusing vulnerable people, such as disabled people, on their channel for content, you click on cyberbullying and harassment, and it gives you a bunch more options. And one of the options is abusing vulnerable individuals. So it is completely against YouTube's community guidelines and their terms of service to abuse vulnerable individuals that include disabled people. And to be quite frank with you, I'm sick of it. It breaks my heart to see this happen. And me having the protective nature that I have, whenever I see this happen, I step in, no matter what it costs me. I put myself on the line because I care about these people that are being abused and not even realizing they're being abused. Now, I'm not taking anything away from disabled people not being competent to do what they want to do and live a life, not being looked upon as disabled. And I support you on that. I support you on that, right? But not every person on the internet or in the real world is as kind as I am to understand what you're going through and to respect your wishes. Other people are going to exploit you for their content and exploit your vulnerabilities and your disabilities and make it appear like they're having fun with you and entertaining you, but in actuality, they're making a fool out of you. They're taking advantage of, your disability. I'm going to share a story about what happened last night. I have to use this for example purposes, and I don't care what anyone says. I wasn't going to watch the Lichen Theory stream last night, as I mentioned on my streams yesterday that I did. I was screen recording it, and I was watching something else on my TV. And every so often, I would glance on the screen just to see who was on the panel. And when certain people came on the panel, I had to listen in. Because these people, are disabled people. And I wanted to see what was going to happen. And something happened that just, it set me over the edge to the point of where I took some action. And I'll share more about the action I took. For those of you that weren't watching that stream yesterday or haven't had a chance to watch the replay. Let me check that out. I think that's a sock account. That's in the chat here. I'm not here to play around. Autistic License is the name of that sock account. If you're here because you're genuinely here, I will let you stay. But if you say one trollish thing, I'll have my moderator, Lewis Fuller, or any one of my other moderators ban you. I'm not here to mess around. Autistic License. If you're genuinely here, you're autistic, or you're an advocate for autistic people, that's fine. If you created a sock account to try to make a mockery out of the stream, the moment that we spot that, we're going to ban you and remove you. I have a zero tolerance for people that are making a mockery out of the disabled and using them as lolcows for their content. It's one thing to use me as your lolcow. Go ahead and use me as your lolcow all day, every day. I don't care. But I'm fully competent and not disabled. Not saying that disabled people are not competent, okay? But I'm fully competent and have no disabilities. And I can handle that. And I understand why you're doing that. And I can ignore that. But when you do it to disabled people that are not fully aware of what's going on, and they think that you're being their friend, when in essence you're making a mockery out of them for your content, that's where I draw the line. Lewis, you tell me. You tell me, Lewis, do you understand where I'm coming from, brother? You let me know. Nothing happened over on Facebook. 3 people watching on Facebook. Feel free to comment on Facebook and I'll get to you as soon as possible. I'll go back and forth. Alex, I know you sent me a voicemail on Facebook, but I can't listen to it right now. You can let me know in the chat. So you would kick out a person with autism when you're talking about autism? I'll gladly do a stream with you. And that's not what I said, Autistic License. What I said was if you're trolling, pretending to be somebody you're not, just to make fun of my channel, then we'll remove you. If you are an autistic person, you can stay. I want to help you. But people create sock accounts here to try to make something appear real when it's not. So don't take offense to it. Now, I understand if you're actually autistic, I understand how that could offend you. So let Autistic License stay. But if Autistic License, starts to troll and say hateful things, then whether you're disabled or not, you'll get removed. I can tell you more about autism than you never, I think you might say, ever want to hear. That's fine. Share your thoughts in the chat. No problem. Quite honestly, I think you're a troll. I have a huge troll radar. But that's fine. Alex, I made people aware on the Hangout side of things that I'm going to be bringing people on 30 to 45 minutes into the show. So I'm going to go another 20 to 30 minutes and I'm going to start bringing people on. Lewis Fuller, do you want to come on as well? And anyone else that wants to come on the panel, if you're a moderator of mine, you've received the message behind the scenes, you've received the StreamYard link behind the scenes. Yes, you'll do a stream with me, or yes, you'll kick me. No, I'm not going to kick you, man. If you mean ban you, if you're a real person, you can stay, and I want to help. But I get trolled a lot here, dude, and I'm not here to play any games. This is a very serious topic. Yeah, I sent out the StreamYard link to all of my moderators that are part of my private Hangout chat behind the scenes. Brett Peel, hi coach, repping RDA. Okay, are you here on the sock account? That's fine. we're going to talk about RDA here in a little bit. The RDA channel that I was going to try to go on last night, but they kind of changed things up. But let me get through the chat here first. Can't wait for my interview on Wednesday. Well, I didn't know I was being interviewed. I wasn't going on there to get interviewed. I was going on there to support what these people are, what these people are doing to try to stop channels such as the Lycan Theory channel from abusing vulnerable individuals such as disabled people. That's become my main and only problem with that channel. Like, if these people want to create cringy content, and if they want to make people that are not disabled, their locals and all that, that's one thing. But when you take advantage of the disabled, that's where I draw the line. That's why I cannot ignore this. And that's why I want to raise awareness regarding this. You folks ask so many questions so fast, man. And it's like, I'll get to that. Let me start from the top of the YouTube side of things. Nothing happening on Facebook. Still 2 people over there. If you're on Facebook, feel free to ask your questions, and I'll get to them. I'll go back and forth. Motique says, good morning, Eli. Good morning, Mo. Are you still here, man? Are you and your sister going to be watching today? It'd be great to have you here. Thank you for stopping by earlier before I went live. Guy Friendly, good day, Coach Eli. Good day, Guy. Welcome to the show. Brutally Honest RJ was here. I have an update on the RJ situation. And RJ, if you want to come on the panel, like I emailed you and messaged you on Hangouts, I actually have an update on the RJ Sandifer story as well. So stick around for that. Lewis Fuller says, good morning, Coach Eli. I just gave you a like. Thank you, Lewis. Be right back, says Lewis. I just shared you out, says Lewis. Thank you so much, Lewis. Then I wrote, RJ, you got your wrench back. Please check it out. I'm going to trust you with a moderator wrench, RJ. After what happened yesterday after the stream, I'm going to trust you with that, RJ, because I've never thought you were a bad person. I've always thought you were a good person. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Lewis Fuller said, I did a live stream this morning. I'm sorry I missed it, Lewis. I saw you were going live, and I had so much going on to prepare for this show. I'll check out the replay. For a good YouTuber of mine, her house burnt down, and she lost everything. Cleaning her house burnt down, and she lost everything in her pants. I'm sorry to hear about that, Lewis. Let's pray for your friend. And her channel name, like you told me behind the scenes, Get Her Done Granny. She lost her home and all of her pets in a house fire. Wow, man, that's really sad. That's really sad, man. Sorry to hear about that. Okay. WrestleMania's in the house. Hello. Yes, YouTube notifications went out. Hey, Jamie WrestleMania. You have a high-functioning autistic son with the same first name as mine, Elias. And I'm sure this hits home with you as well, man. Also, Facebook notification went out. Yeah, because we're connected there as well. Right. Yeah, no, I double simulcast now, man. I'm really trying to get this message out. I want to help as many people as possible that are open to the help. 35 degrees here, finally above freezing, says WrestleMania. That's good to hear. Autistic License says, I think you mean dangerous place. Well, if you use words like dangerous in the YouTube and on your YouTube titles, they will get demonetized and you'll have to get them approved by manual review. I'm very careful with my titles, but I actually like vulnerable place a lot better because that makes a lot more sense. A lot of these content creators that are abusing disabled people within their content or on their live streams are preying, P-R-E-Y, preying on their vulnerabilities. That's my opinion. That's what I see. But respectfully, I understand what you're saying. It is a dangerous place. It's a dangerous and vulnerable place. You know, it being a vulnerable place makes it dangerous for disabled people. And they need advocates like myself to fight for them, fight for their rights, and fight for, you know, them not being abused for content. Lewis says, hi, host Eli. What's up? Eli says, Alex the Beer Master. Welcome, Alex the Beer Master. WrestleMania, Jamie says, yes, my Elias has been in your chat before and he felt comfortable. I still monitor when I can, but I still have to be on alert when he is on other channels. Right, Jamie, WrestleMania. You know, because people are going to, that's what some sick people do out here, is they take advantage of disabled people, especially autistic people that are not able to understand certain social cues, which is part of their autism. And so, you know, these creators like the Lichen Theory channel, they know that, and they prey on these people's vulnerabilities time and time again, and it needs to stop. I'm seeing these people, these disabled people, go on as panels, and they're made into a mockery, and these disabled people think that Lichen Theory and his panel of friends are really supporting them and liking them, when all they're doing is making a mockery out of them for entertainment. That's all they're doing. It's completely wrong, man. I wish I understood what irony is as autistic license. I am not a sock account. I really have autism. Well, I feel for you, man. And listen, I apologize. I'm not trying to say anything negative about you. It's just I've been trolled a lot, man. And I don't want people coming out here making sock accounts pretending to have autism or any other disability. It's a serious thing, man. So forgive me. I apologize to you. I will kick you out, says Lewis Fuller, if that happens. Thank you, Lewis. Hey, Alex says WrestleMania. Lewis Fuller says no BS. Autistic license. I already read that one earlier. Brett Peel says, hi, Coach, repping RDA. I read that earlier. WrestleMania says, hi, autistic license. Welcome to the stream. He just wants to make sure you are not someone pretending to be autistic just to make fun of disabled people. That's all. And I understand, because he is autistic, you know, it's going to be hard for him to understand that social cue of me just wanting to not have the wrong people here pretending to be autistic and making fun of people like him or her. I think it's a he. Thank you, WrestleMania Jamie, for making us aware of that, for sharing that thought. Alex the Beer Master says, awesome. I'll be bringing some people on the panel in a bit. I'm definitely a real person. Okay, that's great. Brett Peel says, can't wait for your interview on Wednesday on RDA's channel. Coach, are you joining RDA? Not interview, I mean your appearance. Sorry, hungover. Well, Brett, you had a little too much to drink last night, man. Drink a lot of water. In the future, if you're going to drink, take a couple of vitamin B complex pills, and they'll keep you hydrated. And your urine will be fluorescent yellow, but you're not going to be as hungover. You're probably severely dehydrated, sir. But thank you for being here hungover and being respectful at the same time. Brett says, all good, man. You should call APS on him. He has no business on YouTube. Who are you talking about calling APS on? Are you talking about Lichen Theory? Yeah, you see, a lot of people were saying that I wanted to call APS on RJ Sandifer to get him in trouble. No. I wanted to call APS and report Lichen Theory and his channel for abusing vulnerable individuals. And I have the proof. The proof is on his streams that I've downloaded. Even if he deletes them, I've got him downloaded. The one that he did last night, which I'll share my thoughts about in a little bit, he abused many. You know, he and his panel abused and took advantage of many vulnerable individuals. It was sickening. And even what's his name was on, Rogue Internet Man was on. And they were, the whole point of the stream was to talk smack about me, which I didn't care about that. But Rogue Internet Man was on there, and Rogue Internet Man was saying, you know, I invited him to come to my channel. I'd love for him to come and do an interview with me. And like I told you last time, Rogue Internet Man, it's not that I don't want to come on your channel. I would love to do that. I just don't want you or the Like and Theory channel or anyone else, which is what I'm trying to say, think that I'm trying to leverage your subscribers. But now that you guys are asking me a second time, and now that you want me on there and you're still trying to get me on, I respect that. And I'll say this, I'd be happy to come on. I just want to make it very clear that I'm not coming to your channel to leverage your subs or anything like that. I've come there to answer your questions respectfully and maturely. I don't get triggered like I used to. I will come on and I will answer any questions that you have. And if you even bring on a panel of people, I'll answer their questions. And if they try to trigger me, it's not going to work because I'm not going to get triggered. I don't get triggered anymore. If you guys are thinking I'm going to get triggered, then if that's what you expect, I'm not saying you're expecting that, Rogue. It's not going to happen, But I'll come on and stay on as long as you want me to stay on. When you want me to go, I'll go. So you can reach out to me, Rogue, on my email, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. It's below in the description of the YouTube side of things. And we can set it up anytime. If you want to do it sometime this coming week, I'm all for it. I typically only need 24 hours notice, unless it's the weekend, I need 72 hours notice. Because most weekends I will go out and do things. It's just, lately the people I usually do things with have been pretty busy, so I've been streaming and, doing walking streams and stuff like that. Respectfully, of course, that's tragic. Sorry to hear, says Brett. Dang, that's heartbreak. I have autism as well, but I get through. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I appreciate your honesty, Brett. Let me see. My friend's birthday was why I drank. I'm not a big drinker. Well, that's cool, man. I appreciate your honesty, Brett. A lot of water, says autistic license. Yes, you got to drink a lot of water all day. And next time, before you drink a lot, pop in 1 or 2 vitamin B complex pills. You get them at the store, over the counter. They're natural. And they will keep you hydrated for like the next 24 hours. And you won't have as bad of a hangover. Brett says, no, from your show on Friday, the RJ guy, I guess I misunderstood. My apologies. RJ is a good guy. RJ never did anything wrong. It was these people manipulating him and preying on the vulnerabilities of his autism. But RJ's very competent. I talked with him last night. I'm going to share that story in just a second here when I get through the chat. Okay. Autistic license, I don't like Road. Okay, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Never heard of him. Yeah, ROGUE Internet Man. You may want to subscribe to him. I'm probably going to be on his show sometime soon. If you want to join us. If he still wants to interview me. Why would you delete the truth about Road? Delete, what are you talking about? Why would you delete the truth about Road? I don't know what you're talking about there, man. I'll be listening, making fish sticks, says Brett. Okay. RJ's in the house. Brutally honest RJ with his mud wrench. Eli, did you address what happened last night? No. I'm going to do it right now. RJ, would you like to join me on the panel? RJ? Let me know in the chat if you'd like to join me on the panel in a few, and we could talk about it. While I wait for RJ to respond in the chat, I will mention this. I had a phone call with RJ last night. And I'll be honest with you. Him and I were both very emotional. We were shedding some tears. I'm not lying to you. You can ask him. That's what happened. And the very first thing I told RJ is that I'm not going to be calling APS, Adult Protective Services. And I even told him, I said, RJ, I never wanted to do that to harm you. I care too much about you to let people take advantage of you. Now, I said, RJ, at the same time, I know you can handle yourself. You're a strong guy. I'm not trying to put you on a pedestal, RJ, amongst all other disabled people. But in all honesty, RJ, you are the strongest disabled person I've ever come across. You're blind. You're autistic with Asperger's. And Lauren, who we'll talk about here again today, or we'll talk about brutally Lauren here today, because that lady just is making all these matters worse with what she's doing. She thinks she's actually helping these disabled people. She's actually more so harming them. RJ, I'm going to send you the link to your email. Let me just do this. Give me 1 second here. It's going to be a little slow because I have a lot running at the same time here. Well, actually, that went pretty quick. I'm logging into my email right now, RJ. It's actually rolling pretty smoothly. How's the stream running, folks? Is it running okay? Let me know. I'm going to send you the StreamYard link, RJ. Just give me a second. It's taking just a second or so to load up. Give me a second here. I'm sorry, folks. Let me go ahead and give me a second. I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm doing this all on my own. Hang on. Okay, RJ, it's being sent to you right now. I'll tell you when it's sent. It's just taking an extra few seconds because I'm running like 40 different things on my system to run StreamYard, run OBS, run high quality video and audio, and you know how that goes, right? So RJ, you should have the email now. If you want to pop on StreamYard, I'll bring you on in a few minutes, but I'm going to continue talking about what we discussed in the meantime. And you know, I was sharing with RJ. We were talking about another autistic YouTuber that I met many years ago, like almost about 2.5, 3 years ago, and she's the lady that introduced me to RJ. Gemma Grace introduced me to RJ Sandifer, and I was mentioning earlier that I was screen recording Lichen Theory's live stream, and I was looking on my phone to see who was on the panel every so often while watching something else on my TV, and then I saw RJ and Gemma on there, so I tuned in, and when I tuned in, I saw Gemma Grace, a woman that's a high-functioning autistic woman, attacking RJ and getting very angry and getting very triggered at RJ because of the fact that he wanted to be my friend, because these people on the Lichen Theory side took advantage of Gemma's vulnerabilities many years ago and pitted her against me when I never did anything wrong to her. I did some reaction videos to Gemma because of what happened that I just mentioned when I never did anything wrong to her. And ever since that time, you know, Gemma's tried to control RJ from being my friend, and RJ doesn't want to be controlled. He wants to be friends with whoever he wants to be friends with. You have my permission for what, RJ? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about in the chat there. And Alex, I know you're waiting backstage. Alex, let me go ahead and bring you on right now. Let me bring you on, and I'll bring RJ on in a few. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and switch over to the quad screen, and let me bring on Alex, the Beer Master.
What is up,
hey Alex?
Eli?
How you doing, Alex?
Doing excellent, but I will tell you this: I watched the YouTube side of thing. I could see your face, everything in the background, everything. But when I'm watching on my computer, I only see your avatar. So I don't know if there's something wrong. I mean, it can't be anything wrong because you can see my face. I believe you can see my face. I don't know if you can see my. I'm not sure. Let me know on that. Eli.
You're Alex. You're on StreamYard, so you can't see what's going out to YouTube from StreamYard because I'm using open broadcast software with StreamYard imported in it. So if you want to see what's happening on YouTube, what I would do is I would mute. I would go to the YouTube viewing and mute it so it doesn't feed back into the stream, and then you can see what's happening. But there's going to be about a 25-second delay if you do that. So right now
well,
on StreamYard, you're just and all we need to do is just talk. It's you can always go watch the replay and stuff, or if you want to view the chat, you can just go to the YouTube viewing and just mute it. But there's no way for me to show you everything on the screen through StreamYard because it would just mess things up. So anyway, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show.
I know what you look like, and I know I saw your background and everything, so it's nothing new. So nothing. I did a beer review or a stout Sunday this morning, and other than that, I've been doing great. So I did some beers this morning.
That sounds good, bro. I think I'm gonna go buy myself a 6-pack and drink like one a day this week because this past week has just been very draining for me, bro. I have a lot of energy, but when I see innocent people that just want to come out here on this platform and have the same fair chance that everyone else has, and I'm talking about disabled people that are being victimized by people like the Lichen Theory channel, and they're being preyed upon their vulnerabilities. In the case of the autistic people, like I said, they're not able to understand certain social cues. So what happens is, these people like Lichen Theory will bring them on his panel, and his panel, along with himself, will get them to start talking about things that are very inappropriate, such as what they did last night with a wonderful mentally retarded woman named Wendy. They brought her, and I saw most of that stream on the replay. I had to see it because of what was happening. And even like in theory, Jamie was saying that, he's going to talk about it. He's going to say that we're victimizing the Wendy. Yep, you are. You said it yourself. Why would you even say that, Jamie, if that's not what you weren't doing? I mean, Jamie, you're a perfectly competent person and you know exactly what's going on. So why would you even say something like that if it wasn't true? And yes, I am going to talk about it because it's despicable what they did to this woman. She did come on there and she kind of started it, but they kept on egging her on. She came on and said something to the extent of, I have dreams of being intimate with this person, right? And I was thinking, oh boy, Wendy. And look, you got to understand, she's a mentally retarded woman, no disrespect. Mentally retarded or not, women still have feelings. They have wants and needs. They still have hormones, right? And so they're going to go on these panels, kind of like another lady named Rosie Wren, a 21-year-old woman that has autism as well. I believe, I remember correctly, she has autism as well. She goes on these panels and starts hitting on every man, right? And some people handle it properly and some people don't. People like the Lichen Theory channel, when Wendy said that, she pictures being intimate with this other YouTuber, right? In her dreams. The rest of that panel, there were like 7 or 8 other people on at that time, and they were basically egging her on to say more and more stuff, and she did. And it was just absolutely despicable.
Wow.
It was absolutely despicable that they took this mentally retarded woman and they made a mockery out of her and they made her into a lolcow. And they got lulls at her expense. And quite frankly, she's not realizing that because she's thinking that, these people are her friend, which is why she's saying all those things. And she's thinking that she's having fun. These people are just making a mockery out of her.
Wow, that's a shame.
And
I don't know that channel. I don't know that channel, Eli, so I'm not subscribed to them. So I mean, it's wrong for what they did, but they shouldn't have a
mhm.
channel if they're doing that. I don't want to be mean, but that's the truth.
I agree. I agree. But you know what, Alex? Do you mind? RJ Sandifer is backstage. Do you mind if I
Bring
bring
them
him
in.
on? Because I don't.
Go
I don't.
ahead.
I know it's around RJ's lunch hour, and he may be getting called for lunch sometime
Go
soon.
ahead.
So let me bring him on, and you can stay
Bring
on.
them in.
We're going to be here for a while. So all right.
Yeah.
So RJ Sandifer, welcome to the show, man. How you doing, brother?
Well, I already had lunch. I had taco for lunch today. It was
How
really
was it?
good. It was great. But let me get right to the topic here because I know this is your show and you want to stay on topic. Hi, Alex. How you doing, my friend?
How you doing, buddy?
Yep, I'm all right. Um, okay. Wendy used to work for the Howard Stern show, apparently. So I think that's what they're getting their lols and stuff off of. That you say that that they're making her into a lolcow. Well, she was being made into a lolcow when she was working for Howard Stern.
Really?
She did, yeah, she did a thing for Howard Stern. So
Is that
that's who that
that's the
woman.
same Wendy?
Yep, yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that,
Yes, sir.
RJ, until you told me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So she was
But
already turned into a lolcow through a very big platform such as Howard Stern's.
mm-hmm. I think
What are your thoughts about that?
she did a skit or something like that. Look, I really wanted to address what happened last night
Sure,
regarding the Gemma
sure.
Grace situation because for one thing, when you came before you came on, or yeah, before you came on, I was so upset because she just and she has a history of doing this. Okay,
Hmm.
if I like for I have a friend that's visually impaired. It's not Ariana. It's a different person.
How's she
Um,
doing, by the way, RJ? How's Ariana doing?
um, she seems to be doing well. She's not on YouTube that much anymore. In fact, I hope to get her back on because she was a she just started her channel, but she just let it just go by the wayside because she was trying to look for work. But I had introduced her. I had introduced Gemma to one of my friends that I'd known since '05 when I
Hmm.
was a member of the National Federation of the Blind. And Gemma starts talking about, oh, well, RJ doesn't know how to, oh, he's a real asshole and da 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 da. And he was talking about how a woman should be in the kitchen. And I said, Gemma, that's very inappropriate. No, 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 no. I'm calling you out, RJ. And my friend was like, who is this person?
Hmm.
And then she left and she goes, RJ, that was uncalled for. That was very uncalled for. And the reason why I think Gemma does that is because she hasn't been taught. She has not been taught what's appropriate and what's inappropriate because she was diagnosed with autism when she was an adult. And yeah, I said it.
Right.
I said it.
Good for you.
And last night, when she called me a pathological liar in front of the world, no, Gemma, I did not flip flop to Eli. We did an interview. Okay?
Right.
That's what I did. You had no right to go on that panel and to call me out and scratch, you know, um, me like a dang chalkboard. You don't have a right to
RJ.
do that. And not only that, I'm old enough to be your father.
Right.
I'm
And RJ, real
41
quick.
freaking years old. Yeah, go
RJ,
ahead.
no. We're going to keep talking about this because let me jump in here because this is when I just tuned in. When I saw you
Mm-hmm.
and Gemma on the panel, because I was screen recording this on my phone, thinking that Jamie might delete it, right? And it's still up
Right.
right now,
Yeah.
and I got it downloaded and screen
Good.
recorded. But anyway, here's the thing. Here's the thing, RJ. Uh, right when I saw you and Gemma pop on, I'm like, okay, I'm tuning in because
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was. I already knew based on her history and all of our history, I knew she was going to come at you.
Mm-hmm.
I tuned in,
Yep.
and she started screaming at you. And you know what? I sat there for a second. I was all
Mm-hmm.
calm. I've been very calm lately, RJ. I've been working on
Oh,
just
yeah.
dealing
Yeah.
with this
I
stuff
know.
better,
I
right?
know. I
Okay,
know.
but let me tell you what happened, RJ, before I got on there. So my blood started to boil. I
I
was getting
know.
triggered, right?
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to go
Yeah.
on that panel and get triggered. But and I never wanted to go on a liking theory panel again. But I said, you know what? This is exactly the stuff that RJ does not deserve to go through. Public humiliation, and especially on Jamie's platform, that's exactly what he wants anyway, right? So
Uh-huh. Yep.
I clicked on the link. They let me on. When I got on there, people are like, "Oh, he's here! What?
They
Yeah,
were
I'm
freaking
here."
shocked. They were shocked. They were shocked that
Right.
you would
And
even
I'm like,
come on their panel.
last night, within the last hour and a half or so,
Mhm.
after we all got off, including you and Gemma, said, so Jamie, what is the end result to this? Is there an end to this? Is there a solution to this?
Mhm. Mhm.
To this problem? What do you see as a solution? And he didn't answer
Mhm.
that question. The reason why he didn't answer that question is this is his content. And if every
Yeah.
issue on his channel is solved through every community, he's out of business, right? So
Oh yeah.
so it was a fair question. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm not going to be, you know, being pushed one way or the other. I've made up my freaking mind. If I want to go on Jamie's panel, I'll go on Jamie's panel. If I want to go on Rosie Brand's panel, I'll go on Rosie Brand's panel. If I want to go on freaking, I mean, hell, I wouldn't even care if freaking James Charles made a panel and invited me on. I'd go on there. Or Toddy Westbrook or somebody. I don't care. But this, no, RJ, I can make my own decisions. And Gemma Grace, let me just address you for a second. Don't you ever, don't you ever question my integrity ever again. Because you didn't know the entire situation. I invited Eli on for an interview. He obliged. Then I came on to his channel. Was that flip-flopping? Absolutely not. And I think you owe me a public apology, ma'am, because number one, you don't represent us with autism the way you represented us last night. Carol, my niece that has autism, is a lot more mature than you. Yeah, I said it. What you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing. So I think you owe me an apology. Publicly.
And RJ, here's the thing: whether she apologizes or not,
Right?
you're the better person. You handle
Yep.
it more maturely. And
Mm-hmm.
again, RJ, at the same time, I think you and I are going to be a little more understanding because of the fact that she is a high functioning autistic woman, but she's going to have those moments where she's not going to understand certain social cues and
Well,
react
it's
and
not
overreact in a way.
exactly
And she wasn't diagnosed until later on in life, like you said, right?
right. Yeah, yeah. And she was never taught. See, my middle niece that lives with me, Carol, she was taught from the age of 2, how not to act in public and stuff like that. When she's in public, she's 16 now. When she's in public, it's yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, please, thank you. I mean, she's very like she's been taught that. She knows how to address people, because her father runs the Special Olympics here. He's the head of it. So, and she, you know, does tennis every day. She's, I mean, let's face it. Here's this girl with autism, and she's on her high school tennis team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that sounds like an inspiration to me. That's somebody that I would want my kid to look up to if I had children. Here's this 16-year-old girl in the 11th grade with autism, and yet she's playing tennis. She's doing something she loves to do. And she won one of her tennis matches a couple weeks ago, and she only started playing tennis in July. You see, that's the kind of autistic person that I want. And Gemma, you could be that person. You could be that role model. But instead, you would rather go on people's panels and accuse people of doing something that they didn't do. I did not hurt you. I did not say anything wrong to you. But instead, you came on that panel and you started attacking me for no reason. It was wrong. Right. And instead of owning up to it, you kept trying to justify yourself. And then you talk about, somebody gave you a death threat on this platform or whatever in one of your chats and everything like that. Look, let me tell you a story. I remember one time we were sitting down eating dinner. This was several years ago. I was in the 11th grade. And this dude called my dad on the phone. This was way before the internet. This was way before freaking YouTube. And he started getting upset. And he said, "Bobby, I'm going to fucking kill you." And you know what my dad said?
What did
my dad
say,
said, "Okay." My dad said, "Okay. All right. Here's what we'll do. You bring your little ass over to my house. I will have a pot of coffee ready. We'll drink some coffee together. Then I'll take your ass out in the backyard and I'll beat your fucking ass. Don't you ever call here threatening me again, Jack." Right. And he hung up the phone.
Wow.
And I learned a lesson that day. You don't take crap from nobody.
Right.
I don't take, no. And I was not being disrespectful to her. I was telling her how it was going to be. And that's the thing, have you ever noticed that, like, when you're in a panel or whatever, with her, she tries to speak over you or she tries to interrupt?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carol does not do that. She does not do that. If she knows that two people are speaking, she will wait until the person is done and then she will speak.
Right.
That's how she was taught. Because we live in the South. I live in Florida. And in the South, you're taught how to mind your manners. And let me tell you something. I had a teacher when I was in high school. Actually, when I was in school, we call him a vision teacher. She taught me Braille. She taught me, like, just basic life skills. And I would go to her classroom to do work, that I didn't get done or whatever at home. I would do it before I would go to my classes. And one morning I went into her class and I said, good morning, Mrs. H. I have no wish to say her name. I'll just call her Mrs. H. And she said, RJ, you need to sit down right now. She says, you haven't been doing your homework, have you? And I said, well, she goes, no excuse. No excuse. You knew you had homework and you didn't do it. We are
Right.
going to sit here, because I had her for 2 periods in the morning. She goes, we are going to sit here and we're going to do your homework. And you will never do this again. Or I will write her note to your mom, because she was very close to my mom. And that taught me something. Don't make excuses. And this whole flip-flopping thing, oh, RJ's going to flip-flop, RJ's going to flip, they say, oh, he's the flip-flopper, he's the flip-flopper. No, I just want to get along with everybody. Oh, well, there's some people you can't get along with. No, that's not how I was taught.
Right.
That's not how I was taught, either from church or from my parents. My parents said, yeah, you can have a disagreement, but then you try to resolve it. That's how you do it. And last night you showed, not just on that panel with Jamie and them, but you also showed that you know how to, be calm about everything. And no, and I want to make this clear. Is this a bash Gemma fest? No, it's
It's not.
Do I hate Gemma Grace? Absolutely not.
Right.
I just want her to understand. I want you to understand, Gemma, that the world is tough. And if you don't have thick skin, and it's not just YouTube, if you don't have thick skin, people are going to eat you alive and spit you out.
Correct.
And it's time for you to learn. Just because somebody writes something in a chat, yeah, it might scare you a little bit. How do you think it made me feel when, I got doxxed last year? It scared the shit out of me. Yeah. Look, anybody can get doxxed. You can get doxxed. I can get doxxed. American Dream can get doxxed. Anybody.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. Because it's just people on YouTube talking shit. So, Gemma, next time somebody gives you a death, next time somebody gives you a death threat on YouTube, just delete the comment and just move on. You got to learn how to do that.
RJ, let me get in here for a second. I know, Alex, you have some things to respond to, but let me ask you this, RJ. Do I let people come on here and talk as long as they're respectful and they abide by the guidelines and they're respectful, right? Have I cut you off at all, RJ, or have I given you a platform to speak how you feel? I'm just want to know I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Look, if you can come on to a panel and speak your mind without being disrespectful and rude, the channel owner will let you speak. I'm the same way.
Right.
That's the reason why. Oh, and by the way, that video with SB?
Mm-hmm.
She asked me to remove it.
Of course she did.
And I said, all right, I'll remove it. But I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
But I'll tell you what. There won't be a next time. There won't be a next time. If I do a video with someone, they're going to know from the very get-go, look, this is how we're going to do it. If you don't like it, don't let me interview you, because I ain't doing that again. because every time you remove a video from your channel, it affects your analytics.
Mm-hmm. RJ, I'd like to ask you, and if you're okay with this, with your permission,
Yes, sir.
That's a stream that people I think want to see what this person did. Do you mind? I have all those streams. Do you mind your deleted streams, with your permission, get re-uploaded
Mm-hmm.
somewhere so that people can see what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Because let me say something real quick, RJ, because I listen, bro, no matter what you do, again, my apologies for the past of trying to get you to pick between the drama sphere and myself and all that. The truth of the matter is, you do you. Like, I respect you regardless, man. And with that being said, in other words, I'm not putting words in your mouth. This is what this woman has done to many other people. She'll go and do all these stupid, inconsiderate things, and then other people call her out on it, and then she goes back to that channel owner and says, "Delete this." You put in your hard work and effort to give that woman legitimate interview, and
Well,
now
I checked the thing this morning. It had over 400 views on it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's never happening again. With anybody. If you come to me and want to be interviewed, it's staying up on my channel. This deleting shit is not what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to do this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already said, look, I want some legitimate people. I don't want people, oh, do the demon preacher, or do that. No, I'm not your fucking puppet. Okay? And I'm
Good.
sorry for the language, Eli, but
That's okay, RJ. Occasional profanity in the right context is okay. You're good, RJ.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
I'm no one's puppet. And I feel that, that's the title of their restream is, and I quote, "Fight for RJ 2021." Yeah, I said it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the other side.
Oh, they're simulcasting me right now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which channel is it on?
I didn't get the link. I wasn't able to get the link because I was called to lunch.
Oh, bless you.
What the heck was that?
Thank you. Well, it was me.
Oh, sorry about that, Alex. But
okay.
but yeah, that's the name of the restream. They are restreaming you right now.
And I still have 32 people here, RJ. That's the funny part, right?
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
That's okay. Yeah. Let me just mention one thing here.
Okay.
I guess apparently my channel managers. Well, hang on a second. I just got an email from one of my channel managers, and they're on top of it.
Good.
Okay, they're gonna handle it, so that's fine.
Good.
Good. Let's just continue with the show, bro, and not worry about it.
Yep. Good. Well, and see, that's the thing. Oh, guess what?
What's that?
I put Nightbot on my channel, but I think somebody's gonna have to go in and I'm either gonna have to remove it as a mod wrench, or we're gonna have to go in and try to get it to add more commands and stuff for it. But that's the only thing I wish is they would make it more accessible for blind people like myself so that we could use it. That's the only thing.
Right.
But yeah, I'm very happy. Now, look, does this mean that I'm on Eli's side now?
No.
No, it does not mean that I'm on Eli's side.
He's on no one's side but his own.
Yeah, I did not flip-flop. I'm being honest. I'm being totally, completely honest. You know, yeah, I know some people on the other side are going to get triggered, and I don't give two shits. Okay? I'm done with this shit. Okay?
Okay.
If you can't be civil with everybody and just be cool with everybody and do your own thing instead of always trying, oh, well, let's restream Eli, let's do this, no, do your own
Mm-hmm.
thing. And let me tell you something. No, this isn't anything against Raleigh Jones vlogs. This isn't anything against him. But look, you know, I feel this way, okay? I want to be able to do what I want to be able to do, when I want to be able to do it, how I want to be able to do it. And look, if I get 1K, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K, 100K, 1 million, 10 million subscribers, I'm always going to come back to a Grip on Life channel and say, "Hey man, how you doing? Let me help you." Because you know what? That's the kind of person I am. And you know that. And so, and look, Jenny from the block, listen, no matter what happens, you know, look, you you know, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know Dream. I want to get to know some of these other people for myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I'm going to be kissing ass or anything. I want to get to know people for myself. Not,
Right.
oh, well, this person's a bad person. You need to stay away from. No, I don't do that shit. I like to try to get to know people for myself.
Right.
You know, like SB. People were telling me to stay away from SB. And I said no. I want to get to know her for myself.
Right.
I want to get to talk to her for myself. And that's just the way I am. And I like to give people a chance. That's just like Rosie Wren. Okay, she doesn't know you from Adam.
Right.
You know, um, I feel that and there were people telling me to stay away from her, and I said no. I want to get to know Rosie Wren for myself.
Right.
I want to get to know I mean, like, even, Wendy and, some of the new people. I wanted to get to know them for myself. And that's the thing. I'm not going to be swayed by bullshit anymore. That's just, it's not me. I just like to get to know people, you know? And some people say, "Oh, RJ, you're lonely. You're lonely." No, I'm not lonely because I'm my own person. I don't care what other people think. And when you start not caring what other people think, you start realizing, look, you're your own person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it. Some people aren't going to like what I'm saying here today.
I hear you.
And I know, yeah, and I know that people are going to start, you know, trying to say, "Oh, RJ's back with Eli. He's back with Eli." No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited onto his show, and I happily obliged. And I made the decision that if I'm invited on somebody's show, well, damn it, I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you what my goal is for Brutally Honest RJ. 1K.
You're gonna
But
get
I'm
there, RJ.
but I'm going to do it legitimately and professionally.
That's that's all I've ever wanted to see in you and everyone else, RJ. And uh, let me talk about one more thing, and then I'm going to take a break. And if you want to
Mm-hmm.
stay on with Alex while I'm on break, that would be fine. If anyone else wants to pop on from the moderator crew, Lewis Fuller, or if you're still around, Jamie WrestleMania, or anyone else wants to pop on that is a moderator and knows me, please pop on. The link is in the Hangouts chat, private moderator chat. Last night, RJ, after that stream, I emailed you
Mm-hmm.
and I told you to, call me and reach out to me, and you did.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first thing we talked about was the Adult Protective Services thing, which I'm not going to be calling Adult Protective Services. I think I
Yeah,
may have
we
mentioned
already
that earlier.
discussed that. That's already
But let me,
been.
but let,
That's already been. Yeah.
let me put this out publicly so people know that
Mm-hmm.
we had a very good and very emotionally touching conversation last night. A few
We
tears were
did.
even shed over the phone. I heard it. It happened to me, and you know, um, I sat down and talked with RJ for like an hour, and then he was getting tired. He's 3 hours ahead on the East Coast, so I let him go.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yep.
really enjoyed the conversation. He shared some stories with me. Some of them he shared on here, a short bit ago when he first started talking. And, like I told RJ, I said, look, dude, I love you like a brother. It was never my intention to call APS to harm you. I'm tired of and I never, I did tell you this, RJ. You're a strong guy, and I know you can handle yourself. And
Yeah.
I know you're stronger than most other disabled people, and I'm proud of you, bro, because you were raised right. But that still does not give, no matter how strong you are, RJ, it does not give people the right to come at you in that way.
No. No.
That's bullying and harassment. Even though you can handle yourself and you're
Oh yeah.
competent enough to handle that, right? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't give them the right. They are abusing a vulnerable individual. Now, here's the thing: even though I'm not disabled and I'm fully competent, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't give them the right to bully and harass me either, right?
No.
Okay, bullying and
Nobody
harassment.
should be doing
Go ahead.
it anyway. And not only that, I think when you and look, yeah, there's people that feel like that me and you um went after Gemma Grace. But let me tell you something. I really believe that when you go on someone else's panel and you go after someone like that, okay, you're calling yourself Gemma Journey Grace. You're calling you say that you're an autism channel, that you talk about autism.
RJ, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to step away and take a quick break. Can you keep it going and include Alex, the beer master, in the conversation? But keep it going. Are you good
Yeah,
for 5 minutes while I use the restroom and get
We'll
some
be
more coffee?
fine. We'll be fine, Eli. Appreciate
All
it.
yeah,
right,
we got
guys.
this.
Thank
All
you.
right.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Grip on Life channel. I am brutally honest RJ with
And I
Alex
am
the Beer
Alex.
Master.
Yep. And
So
I
Alex,
just,
what's been
uh,
going on, man?
oh, nothing. I did Stout Sunday this morning because I obviously have a beer channel and a food channel. I think you know that. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yep.
But I enjoy it. I've been doing it for the past year or two, and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, I mean, I think one of my favorite shows on Paramount Network is Bar Rescue.
No, I don't. I'm talking about my YouTube. I think.
I know, I know. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Um,
okay. What's Bar
Bar,
Rescue? What's that about?
um, it's a guy by the name of John Tapper, and
Hmm.
he goes to these bars that are like struggling.
Oh,
He like just totally gives them a complete freaking makeover, and he gets in their face. Like if the owner's not doing what he wants them to do, or if they're not like, you know, getting with the program, Oh my God, he will get in their face, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But
Good
no,
for that.
what got you interested in doing food and beer? Are you a cook
Well,
or something?
no, I'm not a cook. I never
Ah,
cooked in my life.
oh,
Uh, but looks could be very deceiving, though. I can tell you that. Uh,
mm,
no, my family member got me a craft beer for Christmas years ago, and then I started drinking craft beer, and I figured, you know what? Let me do a YouTube channel, but also other people asked me to do it too. Why don't you try to do a YouTube channel, a beer channel? I said, okay.
right,
I'm
right.
just scared. That's all. It took me a couple years, but that's okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
I followed other people. I've watched their channels, but then
Oh
eventually
yeah.
I did it in 2019. I started in 2019.
I
Yeah.
tell you, we have a there's a beer there's a beer that a friend of mine here in my area um we were we were at our local Catholic church,
Oh,
and we were having a party, and my friend, he comes over here, he comes over there, he says, RJ, he says, I want you to take a sip of this. I'm like, what is it? And he goes, it's Yingling beer.
good
And I
stuff.
took it, yeah, I took a sip of it. I'm like, ooh, I like this. And I don't drink. I don't like I don't drink like except on very rare occasions. Like I had not drank a beer since I was like 21 years old. This was when I was like 40 that this happened.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow's right. But cuz see, I was raised as a Southern Baptist, and Southern Baptists don't believe in drinking. They don't believe in drinking alcohol.
Which is fine.
Well, when I became a Catholic in 2018, when I converted to Catholicism in 2018, um, I learned that you can drink as long as you don't do it to excess.
Oh, like get drunk and stuff. That's understandable.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, this is all right. That sounds reasonable enough. And um, I actually, and that's another story in itself. And I think that's the thing is like, as a disabled person, you have to learn to stand up for yourself and to say what you want, and that's a big thing that people need to learn. And you have to learn how to say, look, this is what I want to do, this feels right to me. And look, sometimes you'll fall on your face, and
But then you get up again and you're golden, maybe. You
yeah,
continue.
yeah, yeah, get up again, and yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah,
That's right,
I've
brother.
learned
I
that.
mean, you have to, you, you know you get knocked down, get back up, dust yourself off, and keep trucking.
That's all. And
Yeah,
like I said, I'm enjoying my stuff. I'm really am.
you
And I'm
darn right.
enjoying.
You darn right, and I'm glad you are, brother. I'm glad you are, man. Because I think that's the way you have to be. You have to, look. This is the way I look at life. I've got today.
Mhm.
I might not have tomorrow.
But you won't know until you get up tomorrow.
Well, no, hold on. I have today. I might not have tomorrow. Yesterday's in the past. So live for today. Live for the moment right now, because you don't know how much time you have. And
Yes,
that's the reason why
God
that
can take us home anytime. You're right on
yeah,
that.
yeah, and that's the thing, brother, is look. That's the reason why me and Eli had that talk last night. And I'm
Oh,
so glad that we did, because you know what? It showed me where, look, I was wrong about a lot of things in my own perception of, yeah, I am a competent adult. Yes, I can make my own decisions. But sometimes it's good to have someone come alongside you and say, "Hey, let me help you."
Well, that's good because that's what you need sometimes in friends and family. Just make
We
sure they.
have to, well, you have to do that, and you have to be real and say, "Look, I need help." And while I didn't tell that to him last night, he did, by him going on that panel and saying, "Hey, RJ, I got your back." I chose to accept that and say, "All right, I understand, my friend. I get that. Yeah, friends fight sometimes. But you know what? I'm the kind of person that says, look, I don't want to die with this on my conscience."
Do
That's
that, and
why.
you don't want people to be treated differently, which is understandable. Special
Yeah,
needs people. I don't
yeah.
think it's right. I don't. Regardless if you're special needs or not,
Hmm.
people should be treated with respect. Regardless, if you don't like that person, fine, then leave them alone. But you don't need to treat them like
Just leave them be. Don't, because really life is too short for this stuff.
yeah.
I'm in my,
You can find your own people. If you don't like
yeah,
that
I'm in
person,
my early 40s. I'm
yeah,
41 years old.
yeah.
I have a half sister, and her ex-husband worked at Walmart, and he walked back into the break room, collapsed, and died right there on the spot.
How old
He,
was he?
he was only 43.
Wow, I'm so sorry for your loss, my friend.
No, that's okay. This was like several years ago before I even got on YouTube. But the
I'm
reason,
just saying, it's still your family. So,
well, yeah, but
I'm back, by
the,
the way, guys.
the reason why I
welcome
say
back,
that
Eli.
is
Welcome back,
because
my friend.
the reason why I say that is because you don't know how long you have to live. And I
Yeah.
think that's
Right.
very important. And I think last night, and I was just telling, well, you heard it on your phone, Eli, but look, you know, Jamie and these other people, I think they're good people. I really do. I think they're good people. They've been good to me. I haven't had any issues with them. But at the same time, this fussing and fighting and feuding over nonsense, look, what's that going to matter 5,000 years from now when we're
Well,
gone?
we're gonna be all dead no matter what. But
Hmm. Yeah. But, you know, that's what I sometimes think about. All these YouTube beef, all these YouTube beefs that people have, what's it going to matter, you know, 5 million years from now when we're gone?
and
Right,
you know what?
RJ.
Yes, sir.
YouTube, sorry, YouTube may not exist
Yeah,
5,000 years ago. We don't
I
know.
know.
Right. May I jump in here, please, for a second, guys? Lewis
Yes,
Fuller's
go
on
ahead,
the
Eli.
panel. Welcome, Lewis. I want to respond to what you guys said.
Hmm.
First things first. Um, as far as me coming on that Lycan theory stream last night, I did that, RJ, and you know why I did that. But I'm going to make it clear for everyone that's not understanding what actually happened. You know,
Hmm.
RJ
Hmm.
knows, and other people know that I've never wanted to go on a panel with Lycan theory ever again. The sheer fact alone that I went on that panel and was willing to deal with all the stupidity and scrutiny that everyone else was going to give me to stand up for this man that was being attacked, not only
Hmm.
by his panel, his other people on the panel, and Lycan theory Jane himself, but also Gemma Grace, another woman, a woman that is disabled with autism. No disrespect. That to me was preposterous. And here's the thing: disabled or not, rude is rude. Okay,
Regardless,
just because
I agree.
somebody is disabled and has a disability does not give them the right to attack another person, disabled or not. And 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 so me coming on there, RJ, was just to come on there for you because I've always cared about you, despite what's happened. Um, Additionally, here's the thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. People can go and participate in any community they want to participate in. Okay? If they want to participate with Lycan Theory's echo chamber dramasphere channel that does prey on disabled people's vulnerabilities and attacks them, then that's on them. If I can try to stop that and help people understand that that's not good for you, that's not a healthy environment to be in, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Again, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I'm going to do my best to stop something that I feel is completely wrong and harmful to people that are vulnerable. And I'm not saying they're vulnerable to make them any less worthy than somebody that's not disabled. It's just that I care about these people. I care about them. And in many cases, they don't understand what's really happening because of their disability. Not taking anything away from them being competent or incompetent. Okay. It's just, I care. And RJ, let me know real quick before we move forward. So I want to hear from Lewis as well too. Is that what you felt? Did that show you something that I was willing to go on that panel and deal with all the scrutiny to come on there and defend what was right?
Yeah, I mean that. Well, first off, like, I was shocked. I was like, "What the hell?" Because because
I was willing to take a bullet for you, right, RJ?
Well,
figuratively speaking, I was willing to take a bullet for you, right?
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, though. I was like, this is what was going through my head, right? I'm thinking to myself, oh, he's willing to come up on this panel and deal with this shit when he said he was never going to go on a Lycan Theory panel again. And I mean, it was really weird because Gemma was saying something, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, oh shit, oh my God, he's here. And I'm like, who? I'm thinking, who? And then I hear your voice, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh shit, right?
I'm ready to get real.
It's about to go down, right?
Oh yeah, because usually when you would go on a panel like that, people would start, yelling at you and shit. But
and
no, everybody was
I kept my cool.
Yeah, no. And like when you just said, you just said, look, this is preposterous.
It is. It was.
And you spoke with me on there, and then you and I went and had a Google Meet. Which, if you're disabled, if you're blind like me, look, don't download the Chrome extension for Google Hangouts because they've changed some things. Your best bet is to use the Google Meet because the Google Meet's a lot more accessible for a blind person now. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe there's a way you can live stream on YouTube with Google Meet, is there?
Eli?
Well, you can actually, it basically Google Meet is the old Hangouts video where you can get on a meeting with, I think, up to 10 people. The thing is, it's not integrated into YouTube anymore like Hangouts on Air was. What I could do, RJ, is import it into OBS and bring people on a panel that way. But people use StreamYard, so that's what I'm going to be using. That's what I have been using. So yeah, basically, they call it Hangouts Chat and Meet now. The old Hangouts messaging system is still there, and you can still do a one-on-one Hangout video call privately with one other person. And I believe you can add a group individually, but you cannot. Actually, no, you can't. You can only do one at a time. If you want to do more than one person, like a conference video call, you'd have to go through Meet. Yes.
Yeah, and I do think, I think that in Google Classroom, that's what they're using is Meet. And I've actually told YouTube that I thought it would be really cool because I've commented on the Creator Insider video thing, the Creator Insider channel, that I thought it would be cool if they created some sort of advanced version of Hangouts on air, like um, YouTube Meet or something like that. So something, because that way people wouldn't have to use StreamYard or use these other, like the Melon app or whatever. They could just do it right through Google.
Right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. Now, I don't know what Google's planning on doing, but I really think it'd be cool because, you could just create a meeting and then press a button and boom, you're live on YouTube. But that's
Right.
I'm not Susan Wojcicki, so I don't get to make that choice. But go ahead, Lewis Fuller. I don't want to keep you waiting, brother.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm gonna be leaving.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Alex,
sign
thank you
off.
for stopping by, brother. I appreciate you, man. Please take care of yourself. If you need anything, you know how to reach me behind the scenes, bro, and on Facebook. Thank you
I
so much,
do.
bro.
I do, my friend, and I hope to join you again. It was kind of fun.
Absolutely,
Peace
man.
out.
Thank you so much, Alex. Have a great day. Before we
You
get to
too,
you,
man.
Lewis, um, let me just mention this real quick here, and I think this is going to be part of what Lewis is going to talk about anyway. RJ, this is going to, make sense to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were talking about that woman earlier, the Like in Theory channel, internet girlfriend. And I'm gonna make an announcement right now so people know that this live stream will be removed from this channel and it will be re-uploaded to a Grip on Life 2 within an hour or two after this show ends. The reason is because there were some people earlier that came in here, tried to dox. They tried to dox Like in Theory, and they also, were trying to dox DeRosa show, and that's fine. If you folks want to continue doing that, it's not a big deal. The message is getting out there, and people are seeing this. And see, here's the thing with me. Like I don't use the DVR feature. People cannot rewind while I'm live, so they can't go back to that point anyway. And even if they flagged it, for a privacy complaint, I'm going to delete the video anyway. So that's not going to go through. And so I have a program where I can quickly edit any length stream and cut out those parts, render it very quickly, like in a minute or two in high quality, and re-upload on my fiber line to Grip on Life 2, and people will see it. Quite frankly, I'm not concerned about the monetized playbacks. And if people even super chat during this stream, even if you delete a stream, you still get the super chats. So here, it's so hilarious what these people still are doing to try to work around all my filters. I've had to do so much to get to my channel to block these crazy people out that that just can't move forward and do their own thing. When we're not even talking, well, yes, we are kind of talking about them, but we're just saying, hey, look, just stop the stupidity, right? Stop the stupidity. Stop attacking disabled people. Stop coming at me like I don't bother you, and move on with your lives. And if you're not going to do it, that's fine. I've got my protective measures in place that are impenetrable, right? And so, but here's the thing, the Like in Theory channel, internet girlfriend. And look, I'm not trying to talk smack about her. I think she really wants to try to get her life in order, but the way she's going upon it, she's only sinking further the opposite way. And when I went on that panel last night, she popped on and she was acting very immaturely and very insecurely, saying that, somebody asked me on a stream, on my walking stream yesterday, do I feel that she's attractive? And I said, she's an okay looking woman. I'm not here to criticize her looks. And it's not even about her looks. It's about her attitude and her personality. Like, I'm just not attracted to her, not because of her looks. She's an average, okay looking woman, no disrespect, right? But it's more to me, it's more at for age 47. For me, it's more about the personality, what's on the inside. I don't care how hot a woman is on the outside. If she's not a good person with a big heart and wants to be with me for the right reasons, I could care less what she looks like, right? And she came on, she got triggered, and she was saying that, oh, you know I'm hot, you know you said I'm hot. And I'm like, wow, you went publicly on the stream and you made a fool out of yourself, not only in front of me, ma'am, in front of other people that have said the same things about you. See, RJ, it's like I don't even have to tell people what's right and wrong. Did you see that, RJ? And I don't know, Lewis. I don't think you were watching Like and Theory's stream, but did you see that, RJ? Before we get to Lewis, did you hear that? Could you believe that?
I really wasn't paying attention to what she was saying. I was paying more attention to what you were saying, personally. But
Okay.
you know what? I just had a thought, Eli.
What's that, RJ?
I'm still wondering, and I know what I know you're gonna ask me. You're still on that? I want to know, Eli, what happened between you and that young lady you told us about on your channel. You know, the text messages and everything. You know that lady you've been talking to? You said you was going to update us. You said you was going to update.
I will do that. I will do that. It's interesting. There's even more updates, right? But before I get that, Lewis, let me. Sorry, excuse me. I need to drink some liquid here in a second. Lewis, welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind before I share that story that RJ wants to hear about this woman I've been talking to behind this, off of Match.com?
Well, I just want everybody to stop trolling everybody and stop trolling special needs and just get your head out of your ass and stop it.
Amen, brother. You know? Amen, brother.
It's not cool.
It isn't cool.
You can't help it. You can't help it if you're disabled because that's the way God made you. And you
right.
And if people have a problem with that, go talk to him.
Right.
Oh, amen.
Okay.
And you know what? Despite all of this, Lewis, despite the flip flopping and everything, you have been my constant friend right here on YouTube. We've never had an argument. We've never had a problem with each other, and I want to thank you for that, Lewis Fuller. You're awesome.
You're welcome. And I try to do whatever I can on YouTube.
Yeah, you've always been there for me, buddy, and I'll always be there for you.
Okay. Well, I guess you folks want to hear the story about what happened. I didn't share that I actually had a phone conversation with her.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen.
I had a phone conversation with her.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eli is about ready to tell us the story. Give us the big scoop, Eli. Come on.
So what ended up happening was I messaged her and I said, I hope your day is going well. When you get a moment, let me know if 8 p.m. works for our phone call tonight. And then she said, hey, Eli, 8 should be okay. It is audio only okay? I'm kind of burned out on Zoom/video chatting at the moment. Right. And I didn't get back. I think I may have shared this part, but I'm getting into the new part here. And then, later on, I didn't respond to her. And she got back to me a second time before I could respond. She wrote, good evening. I hate to change the plan, but I got my second shot of the vaccine today and I'm not feeling 100%. Can we talk tomorrow night instead? And I said, sure, that's fine. And she got back and said, okay, thanks. And then she got back again and said, thanks for being understanding. I laid down at 7:30 and promptly fell asleep. I guess I needed my rest. I hope you're having a good night. And I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. Now, she had sent me the okay, thanks at 7:11 p.m. I did not respond to her. I was going to wait till the next day to respond to her. But she got back to me when she got up after taking a nap. I guess she got her second shot of the vaccine at 10:43 p.m. Okay. So the next morning, I messaged her, and I'm going to refer to her as ma'am because, we don't want to mention her name and have these trolls go looking all over Match.com for women I'm talking to, right? That's how pathetic they are. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
I hope you are feeling better today. What time do you typically go to bed so we can arrange a time to talk tonight? And then, she gets back and says, hey, good morning, Eli. Sorry for the delay. It's been a busy morning at work. Feeling okay today, not 100%, but better for having slept so much. She gets back again, when she sends another message right after that, when it says 7 tonight would be great. It would be a great time if that works for you. I'm supposed to have virtual plans with my sister and our friends at 8. So I read that and I'm like, so you want me to call you at 7 p.m. and you have plans to have a virtual, conference call with your sister and some friends or whatever you're doing. That's on you, right? It's not going to give us a whole lot of time to talk. And sometimes a conversation will go more than an hour if it's that good, right? And I don't want to sit there and feel like I'm on a time limit, right? Or I don't want to feel like I'm just being fit in to someone's schedule. I want someone that's excited to get to know me. And that's what I teach people, right? So what did I do? I get back to her 3 minutes later and I wrote her this. I said, how about after you are done with everything and settled in? We can talk shortly before you go to bed. I'm usually up until at least 11 or midnight. Then she gets back to me. This is good, man. This is a smart woman, right? Mm-hmm. And she's realizing, like, I'm a cool guy. I can go either way. If it works out with her, it's good. If it doesn't, I'm good. Like, I'm showing it to her without saying it. I'm good either way, which I am. She gets back to me and says, let's text later and see how the evening unfolds. I'm up later sometimes, but I'm definitely more of a morning person. So I got back to her and said, no problem, ma'am. I'm self-employed and pretty flexible day or night if I have 12 to 24-hour notice. It would be nice to talk during a time where we're both settled in, relaxed, and don't feel rushed. I'm making her aware that I'm not going to be just fit in to a 30 or 45-minute time block that's convenient for you. And I want to feel like you're making effort to get to know me, just like I'm making effort to get to know you. I don't want to be like a filler, right? But I'm not saying that. I'm saying it professionally and maturely, like I always say, RJ, right? And then I wrote back this. This is called the takeaway. Guys, you got to learn the takeaway, okay? The takeaway is this. If today or the rest of this week doesn't work, listen carefully. If today or the rest of this week doesn't work, we can try another time. Take as much time as you need to sort it out, and feel free to reach out to me when you are free. Enjoy the rest of your day. She gets back to me 5 minutes later, right? I do the takeaway. I'm like, okay, and I'm saying basically, this shit's not going to work for me, right? But I'm not saying that because that would make me come up like a desperate fool or a jerk, right? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. I say take all the time you need when you have time, and it's more time than just a filler in between, then we can talk. She gets back to me and says, okay, thanks. That sounds like a plan, right? So then, that was at 11:25 a.m. I think it was last Tuesday. Then she gets back to me later on that evening at 7:30, which was a half an hour before she was going to be on that video call, right? She says, hey, could you be free for a phone call soon? I'll probably be winding down before long, so if you want to talk tonight, sooner is better. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, ma'am, I thought you had a video conference call with your sister and your friends, right? And she sent me this message half an hour before that call was supposed to happen. So this is what I wrote back. because I got my stuff to do, right? And I like to, if I'm going to do calls in the evening, I like them after 9 o'clock for one of many reasons. I'll share that in a second. I wrote, I just got your message. I'm spending a little time with my mom, and I've gone over to my mother's place. I haven't seen her for a while. I should be back to my place at 9 or shortly before that. I'll text you when I'm back, and if you are still awake, we can talk then, right? Because look, I'd rather talk with her during a time where she's settled in, has no other calls to make, and is maybe laying in bed or winding down on the couch with nothing left to do for the night. Because I don't want that call to have a time limit. I either want us to talk as long as we need or until her or I gets tired and we need to go to sleep, right? You clear your head, right? You want to set yourself up for the best possible chance, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets back to me and says, oh, that's nice. Enjoy it. Feel free to text me when you're back. I wrote, okay, right? So far, so good. I wrote, hey, just got home. I'll call you in 5 minutes or so if you are still up. Hey, she gets back. Sounds good. I'd love to talk. I can be ready in 10. I wrote, text me when you are ready, and I'll call you shortly afterwards. She gives me the thumbs up emoji. She gets back. Okay, ready when you are. And then I just sent her something silly. I wrote, are you ready for me? LOL. I'm a handful. Ha, ha, ha. She gets back, says, ha, ha. Then I ended up talking with her, and it was a pretty good conversation, but she said she liked the conversation. She enjoyed it, right? But she was, I was talking about, hey, so you want to meet sometime? She's like, absolutely. I'm like, well, when are you free to get together? And she goes, well, this coming weekend, I have a hiking trip with my friends and this and that. And she started, her schedule sounded pretty full, right? So I told her, I said, no worries. Have a great time. Enjoy your trips. The hiking trip with your friends sounds fine. Whether that's what happened or she's going on a date with another guy or whatever, that's her prerogative, right? I'm fine with the outcome either way. You don't want to attach yourself to any particular outcome, right? So I told her, yeah, just, reach out to me after the weekend when you have some time to talk and we'll figure it out. Okay. So here's the thing. So that was last week. Now, this was before last weekend. We didn't talk all this week. On Friday, a couple days ago at 8:15 a.m., she's like, good morning. I'm just waking up and accidentally dialed you. Sure thing, man. You accidentally dialed me. I think you wanted a reason to send me that text to see if I'm still interested because I'm playing my cards right. Because I'm not getting upset that you can't meet me right away. I'm not getting upset that you're busy and have other plans. I'm playing it cool, right?
Right.
So I get back to her like 20 minutes later. No problem. Have a great weekend because I knew she was going hiking. Real quick, just quick. No problem. Have a great weekend, right? She's like, thanks, you too, right? That was at 8:40 a.m. on Friday. This past Friday night at 7:43 p.m. She's like, hey, how did your week shape up? Any breakthroughs with your life coach clients? She reached out to me again, right? When a woman reaches out to you twice before you respond to her once, she's got interest, right? So I get let me see, when did I get back to her? I got back to her like 3 hours later or something.
Crap.
And because I was busy doing something else. I wrote, there's always a breakthrough with every client, and it was another great week. I'll share more the next time we talk by phone. Enjoy your hiking weekend. I'm trying to tell her, ma'am, go have fun. I get it. I'm a cool guy. I'm not a weak, needy, desperate, insecure guy that needs you to check in with me all the time, especially if we haven't even met yet, right? Right? So the next morning, yesterday at 10:20 a.m., she gives me thumbs up. Sounds good. Have a nice weekend. And that's where we're at. So here's the thing, RJ. To be honest with you,
Wow.
I'm not saying I wrote this woman off. I'm not saying that I wrote her off. I think she's a good woman, but she is talking to lots of guys, and I'm talking to lots of women. I want to find the one. When I find one, I'm going to focus on one and be faithful and loyal, right? I'm basically telling her, in other words, go have fun, meet all these guys, go hiking with your friends, whatever you're doing, go enjoy it. But I'll tell you, when you stroll around back to me, and if you decide to give me a chance to meet you, I'll show you something unlike anything these other guys are going to show you. I want you to go and experience all these other guys, because most men out there are not 3% men, like Coach Corey Wayne says. I'm a 3% man. I'm cool and calm, and I'm just going to keep moving forward and doing my thing. And when you stroll back around, because I'm not, overly texting you or calling you or doing all that, I'm letting you be you, then you're going to see what a real man's all about. And that's where I'm at. So real quick, RJ, I want to get to the chat here real quick and read a few messages here, and then we can continue. There was, I think there's a woman that's still here right now that made a bunch of messages earlier. And let's see, Contessa the Cat. Beware of people who are trying to make you pick one over the other. Absolutely. Furthermore, she says, you are a good-hearted man, RJ. Contessa the Cat says, you can hear what others say, listen, make your own opinion, and keep the other info in the back of your head. Contessa the Cat furthermore says, RJ, if people are your friends, they will support you in all you do or who you choose to do business with, period. She's right. Furthermore, she said, I understand what you were trying to do, Eli. You wanted to protect RJ and not like others were portraying it. They flipped it. Absolutely. They 1,000,000%. That's what they've done this whole time over the past several years. They've flipped so many good disabled people I wanted to work with and help. They flipped it, right? And everything that happened over the past several days, especially what happened last night on Liking Theory's panel when I went on to stand up for RJ, that proved a whole lot there. But thank you for noticing that, Contessa. Contessa says, I'm on the fence observing. I support RJ, however. Well, you don't have to buy into me or believe in me, or, you can believe whatever you want to believe. The truth of the matter is this. My head and heart's always been in the right place, and I've always stood up for what's right. And I care about people, whether they're disabled or not, right? I love everybody, gay, straight, lesbian, bi, trans, whatever. I love all of you, right? Okay? But when a protected class, disabled people are a protected class, okay? When a protected class, and they're protected for a reason. A lot of these people, are on the far right, and they'll say, we shouldn't have protected classes. Well, I agree with you. We have to have them because people like you violate these people, right? So we have to have protected classes, right? So when a protected class of people is being harmed, it is within my nature and the way I was raised to step in and do whatever I can to protect them. That's how I've always been. This has happened long before RJ came in the picture. And I firmly believe that RJ Sandifer is the same way. He protects the good people from evil. Correct me if I'm wrong before I continue reading the chat and what she said.
That is absolutely correct. And let me just say something about this young lady that you're talking to. Eli, you never know. She might write you tonight and say, hey, when can we meet? You never know, man. It sounds to me like, you might have a catch. You very well could. Who knows?
Well, you're talking about this woman that I was sharing the text messages. Let's not confuse it with Contessa in the chat, but you're talking about the woman. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, RJ. I like this woman. She's 35. She's mature. She's successful. She's family oriented. Both of her parents are still together. She was raised well, like I believe I said a second ago. But I'm not going to sit here and sit by the phone and wait for her to text me or call me. I'm going to continue living my life like she doesn't exist. Now I know she exists, and I like who she is. But until it becomes a reality, and things start working out, you met a few times and you're going to move forward, you
Yeah.
just got to live your life like, you just say, go enjoy your weekend. Reach out to me when you're free. We'll figure it out. No big deal, right? It's all good, right? But let me read a few more messages from Contessa. And Bill,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about, I think you're talking about soccer and stuff. That's cool. You shared that. This is not a sports stream, but I just wanted to acknowledge I did read your message. It's not pertinent to the topic here. Contessa the Cat, furthermore, says, that's nice, Lewis. See people. Here's a true friend to RJ. Loves him no matter what and no matter who he associates with. Take head. Contessa, furthermore, says, that comment wasn't an attack on you, Eli. I never said it was, Contessa. Why did you assume why did you assume that I felt it was an attack? I didn't say that. I was just responding to you. You see, that's how finicky things can get on the internet. That people misperceive your tone of voice or your context. But no, I like what you said, Contessa. Uh, Contessa says, no, RJ, LOL. I don't know what she was talking about regarding that. Let me see if anyone else is actually backstage. No one is backstage. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up in 10 to 15 minutes. Why don't we just do this? Let's go around and share some final thoughts. I do want to share one more thing while you're here, RJ and Lewis, but let me go and get your final thoughts first, Lewis, and then we'll get RJ's final thoughts, and then I will go over the last part I want to go over here.
Well, I just want to say that I do protect everybody as long as I can, and that includes people with disabilities. And I like to show you something. This is what from keeps me going. And this is a bracelet that my friend gave to me
Well, you're
free.
not on camera, Lewis. You may want to turn on your camera. I'll go full screen, and I will put you.
Yeah.
I will put you full screen there.
Go and turn on here. Okay. Let me see.
What is this? Hashtag stop the hate, stop the bullying, stop the bullying. Hashtag stop the bullying. I agree.
And it has her channel name.
Debbie,
She is
Debbie.
C.
Nice. C at the end.
Yep.
Lewis, feel free to share
She
it.
is
If you have that link, you want to share it in the chat on YouTube, that would be phenomenal. All right. Let me
Okay. I will.
let me go back to.
She's one of my great friends.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome, Lewis. I appreciate you sharing that. I'm all for stopping bullying, whether you're disabled or not. Bullying it's just not right, period. Anything else, Lewis, before we get RJ Sander for his final thoughts?
Well, I just want to say that the people keep on saying that this person bullied this person that bullied that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true. You have to have the right facts before you judge people. It's like this. Don't judge the cover. Don't judge the book by the cover.
Amen, brother.
Same way
Yep.
with people. Don't judge them by what they say.
You're right.
So, yeah.
Lewis, thank you so much for being here. You can hang on if you want while we finish this show. I'm going to get RJ's final thoughts, and then I'm going to share one more thing that's going to involve you guys sharing your feedback one last time, and then we will wrap it up. Go ahead, RJ.
Well, my final thoughts are that regardless what happens, my channel is going to grow, regardless, with or without some of you, because I'm doing what I want to do with my channel. And look, I respect your opinions. I respect who you are as people. But at the same time, I am no one's puppet. I'm my own person. And if I want to go on someone's panel and promote my channel, that's what I'm going to do. And no one's going to prevent me from doing it. Now,
Right.
Eli, I think we've had a good stream today. I'm looking forward to your walking stream later today. I'm looking forward to seeing what you put out tonight, if you're going to be doing that tonight. Um, but like I
I
said,
will.
I'm proud. I'm proud that we were able to speak last night and just have a talk. And that was good. That was really good.
It was heartfelt and touching, RJ. Seriously. I mean, I
Yeah.
was in tears myself, RJ. I'm not going to lie.
No,
You know,
no, and it was amazing. We had a good. It was like it was the first time that we really just talked about shit. Like, you know, we were talking about freaking pizza, and you were telling me about that restaurant that you used to go to, and
Mountain Mike's. We're talking about
oh yeah,
cheeseburger pizza that is made with ground beef, bacon cheeseburger pizza with bacon, ground beef on top of the cheese of the pizza, and lots of cheese, man. Mountain
mm,
Mike's makes a great bacon cheeseburger pizza, man. I'll tell you that.
yeah, yeah,
It's not
man.
healthy, bro. It's very fattening, so you need to moderate it and exercise, but it's pretty
Right,
good, RJ.
but I'll let you share. And I know you said you had some good news you wanted to share.
Well,
That's
my good news, RJ, was I'm giving you your mod wrench back, and that was part of
okay.
it. That was pretty much the majority of it because I'm sick of the back and forth. And this is how I want to wrap up this stream, and I'll get your feedback and Lewis's feedback on what I'm about to say before I have you guys step off the stream yard, and I'll finish up the show myself. There are a few more things I just want to direct to the overall audience. Uh,
All right,
after you
go
guys
ahead.
go. But here's the thing. It's up to you folks who you want to follow and not follow. For the last 4 years, this Dramasphere Echo Chamber group I've been talking about, and I really want to stop talking about them because I really want to get back to regular topics. Now, we discussed the regular topic today. It just so happened to include these people and what they're doing to harm disabled people for example purposes, right?
Hmm.
But here's the thing. I will be going on other people's panels probably this week. Probably Rogue Internet Man wants to interview me. If you still do Rogue Internet Man, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, go below in the description. Email me, Coach Eli, coach.eliasmelas.com. If you give me 24 hours notice, I can make it happen. If it's on a weekend, I need 72 hours notice. But for the most part, if you reach out to me and I'm around weekend or not, I can pretty much make something happen within 24 hours or less. Sometimes I can do it on the spur of the moment if I happen to be free, but you never know, right? Things come up and I have a life outside of YouTube. And also RDA, I guess apparently they want me to come back on Wednesday to their stream and discuss the Lycan Theory channel, probably in similar ways as I've been discussing it. We need as much support as possible to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you, RJ, or Lewis, or anyone else what to do to stop the hatred that's happening on that channel. There was a person last night on that panel. I can't remember who it was. Some new guy. I can't remember his name. It wasn't Poon Handler. Poon Handler was on there as well. He's been talking smack about me, but come on, Poon. Those are just words, man. Poon, if you want to try to dox me or swap me or whatever, I've taken preventative measures. If you do what you got to do, bro, I'm not. I'm not fazed by all that, man. I hardly even talk about you, bro. I don't even know who you are. Then there was another guy that I guess was, I can't remember what network. I think he was a part of Rogue Internet Man's network. He came on. Can't remember his channel name. He didn't hear about me until that panel and starts talking smack about me without even checking out any of my content and knowing who I am. And sir, if you're watching this, I can't remember your name, you know who you are. Dude, if you want to talk one-on-one, I'd be happy to talk with you. If you want to do it live on your channel, I'm happy to go live on anyone's channel. You can ask me any questions. The thing you'll get from me is a cool, calm, and collected guy that's not going to get triggered like I used to. And if you get triggered or try to trigger me, I'll just sit there and just, smile and be all professional, right? And if it gets to be too much to the point of where it's not worth my time or the audience's time, I'll just leave, right? Instead of you guys talking smack, right, why don't we have a conversation in a civil manner? I'm willing to do that, right? But it's more so showing that the people that are a part of that Lycan theory echo chamber are very hurt people. They've been through a lot. When they see people that are happy and running a positive channel like I do, it gets them to behave in ways of attacking people like me because they want to kick me down to their level so they can feel better about themselves, right? Another thing, the people on that panel were also, there were like 9 or 10 at that time, people that have known me for a while. They're questioning me. They're saying, how can this guy be a life coach and this and that, or there was one guy that came on that was saying, how are you surviving? How are you making money that you no longer sell insurance? I've explained that in the past, and that's none of your business or anyone else's business, how I pay my bills and how I survive. And why do you care? Why do you care so much? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've mentioned before what I've done, and you folks don't know my financial situation. You don't know how much my sponsor pays me. You don't know what investments I have. You don't know how much money I have in the bank after selling my insurance business. Look, and it doesn't matter. I really don't care what you say or what you think because you're a limited audience of 10 or 15 people that come on that echo chamber panel all the time and say the same stuff over and over and over again, right? Same shit, different day. That's what it is, right? But the thing that caught my attention the most, and I want to ask you guys this, each of your opinions on this before we get on out of here, is there was a guy that came on the panel, and I don't know who this person was. I can't remember his name either. He said, Jamie, how is this going to end? What I mentioned this at the beginning of this show, but I'll say it again. How is this going to end? Is there a resolution to this? Do you see a resolution, to fixing all of this? And Jamie couldn't answer the question. He didn't want to answer the question because if you fix all of the problems in this Dramasphere echo chamber, then there's going to be no more Dramasphere type of content to put out on that Lycan Theory channel, right? So you're in essence you're asking Jamie a question that he's not going to answer because that puts him out of business, right? That's his content, right? But that was a question that was asked by one of his participants on his panel. And all along I've been trying to tell people, hey, if you enjoy that drama, cringy content, and you enjoy going on a panel of someone's channel that is, in my opinion, victimizing the disabled people and abusing them and preying on their vulnerabilities, then that's on you. If you're going to do that, I want nothing to do with you. But what are your thoughts? Let me ask you first, Lewis. What are your thoughts about a guy going on Lycan Theory's panel and asking him, where does this all end? Is there an ending to all of this? And Jamie not even responding to it. What are your thoughts, Lewis? Do you have any thoughts on that? I'm sure RJ does.
It's
Lewis?
well,
What?
all I gotta say, it's up to them if they want to end all this. Well, it's up to them if they want to end all this crap. That's up to them. If they want to keep it going, that's their problem. If they want to end it, that's great. So.
Okay, before we get to RJ,
If you
good
keep
point
on
there.
going, you're not going to get.
Correct. I totally get that. I appreciate that. Real quick, go ahead, Lewis. I can never tell when you're done because you paused for a while, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if you want to keep on going, it's just going to make you like a jerk. You're just going. That's what people are going to make you. You're just a jerk.
Right.
If you keep on doing this crap.
Right. Now, Lewis, real quick,
Yeah.
Contested the Cat says, goodness. From my observation, he, talking about Jamie Legendary, is just trying to get the heat off of him and onto you, Eli, in my honest opinion. That's exactly what I'm saying in different words, Contessa. Good observation. When you're creating a drama type of channel, I've been really observing Jamie and what he does closely, and other drama channels. This is what they do. They got to keep the facade going, right? They got to keep on pinning and pitting people against each other, like RJ and I and Gemma, and the easiest people to pin and pit against each other are disabled people, specifically people with autism, because autistic people are not able to understand certain social cues, right? So it's about continuing the facade going back and forth in that aspect, right? So Contessa, Arch, I made to your final thoughts about this here in just a second. Contessa, I totally get what he's doing. And I'm trying to get more and more people to realize that this is more of a game and maybe not even who he really is. I think he feels it's the only way, Jamie, that is, he feels it's the only way he can make the money he's making. And then he's saying, people talk about me all the time and I make money on YouTube and they don't. Well, you're getting 80% of your income from a sponsor that could cut off his sponsorship at any moment, whether he tells you he isn't or not. Or what if he passes away? You're going to lose that, right? If you lose that $4,000 per month, you're going to be broke and back home, right? And that's the thing he doesn't get. He needs to, in my opinion, he should focus on creating something sustainable, creating something more sustainable long term that is not going to be dependent on this one guy providing his livelihood. Now, RJ, real quick, when that person that said, Jamie, what is the end to where does this all end? What is the end result? Is there an ending to this? Honest question from one of his panelists last night after we all left. I went back and watched the replay, and Jamie couldn't answer that. What are your thoughts regarding that, RJ? It's a tough question. I get it.
Look, I'll tell you what I think. It doesn't end well because if you're always in drama and you're always talking about oh well this person did this to me and this person did that to me and oh RJ you're a flip flopper and you're yelling and screaming and cussing and everything like that, it's not going to work. And when and I was thinking about this last night when I got off the hangout with Eli. Look, you're doing a channel about autism, right? When you went on that panel and you said, "Oh, well, you're either for disabilities or you're not. You're a pathological liar." Ma'am, let me just explain something to you. I'm around people with disabilities every freaking day.
Right.
Every day. Because that's what my brother-in-law does. He works with people with disabilities. He has a daughter with autism. So I'm around it every day. And how dare you accuse me of something like that? How dare you? That's
Right.
what I was thinking in my head. Because it's like you took a knife and you just plunged it right through my heart. Because let me tell you something. That young lady that plays tennis, that's, you know what? That was my mom's world. That was when we found out that she had autism at 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough.
Right.
But my sister having lived with me and helping me and everything like that, she said, you know what? I'm going to treat Carol the same way that RJ was treated by my parents. And when she was little, when she was a little kid, every time she would have a meltdown or whatever, my sister would take her aside and say, that's inappropriate. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why we don't do it. And the next time you do it, you're going to get punished.
Right.
You don't get your way by having a meltdown. And yes, I
Right.
understand that, there's some things that might trigger, and sometimes, with some autistic people, it's more difficult than others.
Right.
But I've never heard my niece, Carol, ever use her autism and say, "Oh, well, I had a meltdown and I did and they did this and did." No, she is happy-go-lucky. She gets up every morning at 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
gets dressed, gets her breakfast, gets her Chromebook, and does her schoolwork.
Right.
Then, because she has to do virtual because of COVID. Then at 1:30, she gets her tennis uniform. She puts her tennis uniform on, and then she goes and plays tennis. She
Mm-hmm.
goes in and practices with the high school tennis team. Then she practices with her coach afterwards. Sometimes she'll have a double lesson one day, and sometimes she'll just have practice one day.
Right.
But this is what this child does. She's very focused. She's very focused. She's making good grades in school. And ever since she's been like middle school and high school, not once, not once have they had to send a note home saying, "Oh, Carol was bad" or "Carol had a meltdown today." Nope. Nope. Not once.
Right.
Because she knows how to act. And, and I'm proud to say that she knows how to act. And I know that because I know that I remember one time Gemma was telling me, "Oh, I told my dad RJ's an asshole. RJ's an ass." Well, you know what? I'd rather be an asshole and be doing the right thing than, "Oh, it's okay. It's all right, baby. I know you have a
Mm.
disability." No,
Amen, brother.
I'm not gonna coddle you. I'm gonna tell you like it is.
Amen.
And
Amen, brother.
that's the same way my sister is with my 16-year-old autistic niece, Carol. If she does something wrong, she'll say, "Hey, do you think you should have done that? Do you think you should have said that?" "No, ma'am." "Okay, what do you think you should have done?" "Well, Mom, I should have done this." That's how she is. That's how her father is.
Right.
That's how we were raised. Don't like it? You don't have to watch my channel. Period.
Right. Right.
You don't have to deal with me. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. But for those of you out there who want um, brutal honesty and no bullshit, go go and subscribe to Brutally Honest RJ. I would really appreciate it, and I can say that because I'm on Eli's panel, right?
Absolutely, RJ. And if somebody, Lewis, if you want to share it in the chat, that would be great. RJ, let me step on there. I got to start wrapping
I'll
this
do
up
that.
because I need to get that video prepared for Grip on Life 2 of this replay, and then I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do a walking stream at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So I got to get rolling here. I've got 2 hours and 20 minutes before my next stream. But RJ, I want to thank you so much for being here. Lewis, I want to thank you so much for being here. Guys, I'm going to put you guys backstage. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll be on in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. All right, guys?
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. That was RJ Sandifer and Lewis Fuller on the panel. Thank you guys for being here. Back now to full screen. I'm going to just read a couple of chat messages here from WrestleMania. Been a good friend of mine that I've known going back to my former channel over 3 years ago. WrestleMania says, welcome back to the show, bro. Drama as a television genre has a large following of fans. Perhaps this somewhat translates to social media. Drama is effective in the media sphere. You and I do not always agree, but that's not drama. Drama on TV is different than drama on YouTube, in my opinion. If you're talking about drama like shows like Law and Order and stuff like that, that is acting drama. If you're talking about reality drama, I don't like that kind of stuff, and I think it's pathetic and stupid. Whoa. This is interesting. This is interesting. Okay. Give me a second here. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Give me a second here. Hey, Grip on Life Coach DeRosa. We're going to file a DNCA copyright on you right now. That's fine. I'm going to actually send this to my channel manager, and I'm going to stay on a little bit longer until that stream gets taken down for copyright on your main channel. So let's keep it going a little bit longer while my channel manager files a DMCA copyright takedown on a Grip on Life Coach DeRosa, Frank, that just won't stop. Come on, Frank. Do you have the guts to keep it up long enough for your channel to get a copyright strike? And yeah, you could try to file a counter notification. Even if you win, your channel will be down from streaming for 2 weeks, Frank. Oh, there you go. Hey, he listened, actually. It looks like it's buffering. Is he doing the right thing before his channel goes down for 2 weeks? Oh, man. You folks don't understand. There are actually moles, and they're tired of this. And to the person that actually sent me that, I appreciate you. Maybe we can work something out. And I can't apologize to you for some of the things I said, but you, RJ, and I can figure that out behind the scenes. Oh, oh no, he cut it off, and the replay is there. Okay. The replay is still there. So we'll check back in and see. My channel man, okay. Take a look. If that's even clear enough. I know it's not clear. This video has been removed by the uploader. I know it's not focusing right because I have my manual focus set on me. Okay, hang on. I'm getting some other messages too. I think I know what's going on now. All right. Let me continue with WrestleMania. Yeah, drama, like a Law and Order type of drama. That's acting drama. Then there's reality drama, like the Real Housewives of Orange County and stuff like that. MTV, 16 and Pregnant. These are all reality TV shows that instigate drama purposefully just to get people to watch because bad things happen. Like, is that the way people want to live their lives? And see, that's the kind of drama that, like in theory, and some people do out here on YouTube. They realistically attack other people on the platform, right? Right. I'm not into that type of stuff. I respect what you're saying, WrestleMania. Then he furthermore says, drama is not a product of disagreements. Drama is going farther or further. Well, these people take it too far every day, Jamie. I mean, you're not around to see everything that's going on. You have a family and you're working, and I respect that. But you haven't seen half the stuff these people have done. They do take it way too far every day. Sometimes people confuse disagreement with drama. Well, sometimes they do. In the case that I see it, and what I see, this is not about a disagreement. These people don't want to agree or disagree. They just want to stir up the drama pot. There's no negotiating with people like this, because if they negotiate with you, it kills their Dramasphere, content and their Dramasphere audience if they don't keep getting that content. But thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that, WrestleMania. I greatly appreciate you. All right, folks. This is going to be on A Grip on Life 2 within the next hour and a half or so. I'm going to edit out a few parts where people came on and they were doxing Jamie, I believe, and they actually were doxing you, your full name, DeRosa. I think I know who it is. It doesn't really matter. I think you guys all know who it is. And that's another reason why I don't allow rewind on my live streams, because that way people can't rewind and get that information, right? It's only going to be on the screen while I'm live, and then, people can't rewind to that point. And you should be grateful for that, Jamie and Frank and other people, right? But I always do the right thing. Whenever I feel a stream is a little too hot for my main channel, my main monetized channel, I will delete it and I will edit those parts that, violate, the terms of service. Not because I did it, because some people decided to come into chat and find ways to bypass my spam filter and, try to do harmful things to try to get my channel shut down. It's never going to happen. I'm too smart for that, right? Why can't we cut this whole thing out, right? Why can't we just move on from all of this? All I want to happen here is for this group of people to stop attacking the disabled, stop preying on their vulnerabilities. You want to continue creating your drama content? Do it within your own group of people, right? You want to continue talking smack about me? Do it. I don't care about that. But leave the innocent, vulnerable, disabled people out of it. Quit preying on the vulnerabilities of disabled people that are thinking you really like them for who they are, but you're just using them as a lolcow to create your cringy content. What I saw on that Like and Theory channel during the last 45 minutes or an hour with what they did to Wendy to encourage her to continue talking about, explicit things was just despicable. And whether she's the Wendy that used to be on the Howard Stern show or not, it's still not right for someone to be, mentally retarded and be used as a lolcow. Whether it's Howard Stern or any other platform, I just don't condone that. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's wrong. That's my opinion. You're entitled to yours. I'll be back in about 2 hours and 10 minutes. for a Walking with Purpose stream. And we will definitely go from there. I'll have another topic, folks. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all next. And remember, subscribe to A Grip on Life 2, or just search A Grip on Life 2 Uncensored Live Streams. And if you want to watch the replay of this, it'll be available within a few hours. All right? Have a good one. Take care. Bye. I'm not even going to do an end screen because on A Grip on Life 2, I don't use them. All right, we're out. Peace out. Peace out.